Welcome everybody to the call tonight. Very excited to be with you. My name is Eric Johnson. I am the creator and CEO of Teamzy. We're going to have some fun tonight. Okay, so the topic tonight is getting started right with Teamzy and becoming a power hour boss. Okay, so we're going to cover a bunch of stuff tonight. It's going to feel a little bit overwhelming, maybe. It might be like sipping water from a fire hose. I'm going to cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to just give you some quick background on Teamzy, then we'll jump right into the app. Okay, I'll show you how to set it up. It's pretty easy to do. I'll walk you through that process. I'll show you how to set it up so that you are ready to crush a power hour. See, the cool thing about Teamzy is once you set it up once, you never have to plan ever again. You don't ever have to plan. You just turn it on and go every day forever. It automatically creates your power hour list for you every single day forever. It cycles through everybody. It's pretty cool. And then at the end, I'll do Q&A. So as you guys have questions, you can start loading those into the Q&A button. If you're on your computer, it should be right there. If you're on like a phone or an iPad, sometimes it's on the top, but you'll see a Q&A button where you can load your questions. Okay, so at the end, I'll take all the questions, I'll go through them and answer them. And I know a lot of you guys may have questions. Don't be afraid to ask them. I'm sure very, very rarely do I get one I haven't been asked anyways, but I'd be happy to answer them, so don't worry about that. Okay, so let's jump right in. First thing I want to do is I just got a couple slides to share with you. And again, this is our topic tonight, get started right with Teamzy and become a hashtag power hour boss. You can use this hashtag as you start to rock your business using Teamzy. Feel free to hashtag that. We love seeing it. Okay, a little bit about my backstory. For those of you guys who don't know me, I come from a background of coaching and consulting. In fact, I've been helping people build their business for 16 years. It's been most of my grown-up life. And a lot of the principles that Teamzy are built upon are the same principles that I have taught for years, which is relationship marketing, how to focus on relationships and building your business. And you'll get a little bit of that peppered throughout as we go. But what happened with me was I was in that coaching and consulting industry, and I got into network marketing kind of by accident, probably like a lot of you guys. I found some products that really made an impact in my life, dramatic change in my life because of these products. And I was excited about them, and I just started sharing them. And as I realized there was a business opportunity there that I wanted to pursue, I looked around and I only had about an hour a day. Anybody relate to that? I had really no time, but a full-time career, family, the whole thing going on. So as a business consultant, I knew I needed tools to help me leverage that time so I could be efficient and effective in the little bit of time that I had. So I went out looking for it. And what I needed was a system that would allow me to do in just 1 hour a day the things that I knew as a consultant were the most essential things to do. I wanted a way to stay in touch with all of my contacts, all of them, because I understood that the relationships that I had made and were making was the most valuable resource I owned for my business. Also, I wanted to know when to contact them and when not to. In other words, I didn't want to have to think about this or spend 3 hours to plan 1 hour of activity. I just wanted to know, just tell me, who do I contact today? Also, what to say. How many of you guys get stuck trying to think of the perfect thing to say, and then you end up not sending anything, or you only end up messaging a couple of people? I just wanted a way to just quickly start conversations without having to overthink. Also, I wanted a system that would let me follow up seamlessly so that nobody ever falls through the cracks, right? And I know you guys have experienced this, or you wouldn't be here talking to me today or listening to me, is you've experienced somebody falling through the cracks, maybe multiple people, and it's brutal and it hurts. And I would say the vast majority of people in this business let the vast majority of their leads fall through the cracks. So I'm glad you're here because I'm going to show you a system that does this. So I was looking for something that does all these things. And there was one more thing I needed, and that was this. It had to be easy for me to use because I'm really not good at tech. Now, as I go through and show this tonight, you may think that I'm good at tech, but I'm really not. That's why we had to build a system that was easy enough for me to use. So I was looking for something like this, and I looked high and low. And I'll just be honest with you guys, we couldn't find it. It just didn't exist. It just did not exist. So we built it, and that's what I'm going to show you, which is Teamzy. I did find a few programs out there for network marketing, but they were clunky and overcomplicated and just really hard to use, honestly. And they certainly weren't based on relationships. See, Teamzy is based on relationships, serving people first before the sale, before the recruit. It's a flip. It's a flip of what's traditionally taught. Because, as I've been coaching people for years, I know the most successful people aren't the ones that are pounding cold calls or that are, cranking through numbers, and those people aren't that successful. They get success, but they have to restart every week. They don't have any relationships to build a foundation of a business on. You never stop. If you're into cold inviting and pounding numbers, first of all, very few people can handle it. They just don't have the personality for it. But there's no foundation. There's no relationships. There's no repeat business. There's no referrals. None of that stuff exists. When you focus on relationships, not only is it more fun, but you build a foundation. Your business grows fast and strong. So I'll show you guys a little bit of that. So just a little bit of background on Teamzy. In just less than a couple of years, we've had more than 50,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is kind of humbling and amazing. And just so you have an idea of the results people are getting, active users are averaging 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Okay, 21 new customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Not bad for average. Okay, so let's jump right in here. Let me actually show you Teamzy, and we'll get started on setting it up. Okay, so here's my Teamzy dashboard. For those of you guys who haven't seen it, I'm going to go into the setup wizard in a second and show you how to set this thing up. But a couple things you'll notice right here on the dashboard. Right here in the middle, today's activities, these are the goals for the day, and I'll show you where we set these up in a second. So you're going to set a goal, based on where you want to take your business in the next year. We'll tell you what to do every day, how many prospects to connect with, how many customers to connect with, how many distributors on your team to connect with. Okay. Also in the middle here, the power hour, this is where you do your power hour, and I'll show you guys how that works in a second. It's pretty cool, but it tells you who's up next to connect with. Right now, if you ever want to connect with somebody who's not on this list today, you can just look them up here in the lookup bar, which is pretty cool. Okay. And I'll show you more as we go. First, 2 things I want you guys to know at the outset. First of all, if you're new, if you're coming in to this webinar and you don't know much about Teamzy, first thing you need to know is that we let you try it for free for 30 days. So you can go to teamzy.com and get a free trial for 30 days, full access, no strings attached. We don't ask for your credit card or anything weird. Why do we do that? Because we know that if you use this for 30 days, you're going to fall in love. It's going to help you so much. You're going to want to be our customer, which helps us win. And you're going to be more successful and love it, which helps you win. So it's a win-win. So go get your 30-day free trial if you have not already done that. Now, when you first log into your 30-day free trial, it's going to drop you into the setup wizard, right? And the setup wizard just helps you set it up. Now, if you've dismissed it like I have, what you do is you just click on this little cog wheel and go to setup wizard. All right, so we'll relaunch it and I'll show you guys how this looks. Okay, so setup wizard. 3 things you're going to do in here. 1, you're going to set your income goal. Okay, Teamzy will then take your income goal, tell you what to do each day to achieve it. We do that on purpose because if you want to build a business big, you got to keep your focus small, right? So instead of worrying about everything you need to do this year, all you need to worry about is what you can do today, which incidentally is all you have control over, right? Okay, so we're going to set your income goal, and Teamzy will tell you what to do every day to achieve it. The second thing we're going to do is help you create a powerful why. Okay, we're going to help you create a powerful why. This is really, and I'll talk a little bit more about this, but if you don't do this, you most likely will quit. Okay, and the same is true for all the recruits and distributors you're bringing on. You're working like crazy to bring into your team right now. They'll most likely quit if they don't do this. And number 3, we'll get all your contacts into Teamzy and get them organized and ranked, prioritized, so that you can be super mega organized. No more will you be looking for those little pads of paper that you scribble things on with the sticky notes, or trying to find that spreadsheet that you haven't updated in weeks. It'll all be in one place, living in the cloud. You can access it from your phone, anywhere, any computer, anytime. Pretty cool. All right, so let's get started. First thing here is we're setting an income goal. Now you're going to get to this page and you're going to see a blank. What income level would you like to be at 12 months from now? What income level would you like to be at 12 months from now? Okay, I put 150,000 in as my goal. So just put a number in there. Now, I want you guys to dream big. If you're new, your minimum goal, I encourage you to set your minimum goal at 6 figures. And I'm going to show you guys why that's attainable with Teamzy. Now, if you are a big shot in your network and you've got a big team already and you're already making good income, what I want you to do for your goal is set the difference. In other words, how much growth would you like to be? How much would you like to grow your income in the next 12 months? Okay, just the difference. Okay, ready? Let's get started. Now I'm going to click the next button, continue. And now Teamzy's crunched the numbers, and it's telling me that if I want to get to $150,000, I need to connect with 4,348 people. Okay, 4,348 people. That's a lot of people, right? That's a lot of people. Okay, so no big deal. If you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? Anyone know the answer to this one? One bite at a time. Yep. The next page is the breakdown page. This breaks it down for me. It takes that number, first of all, into three groups: prospects, customers, distributors, right? Now, you may not call them distributors. It may be called something different on your network. All of you guys have custom versions of Teamzy. Okay, I'm using the generic version. We call it Teamzy Standard, so that it's kind of everybody gets it. So just substitute whatever you call those. Do you call them members? Do you call them consultants? Do you call them social marketers? I don't know, whatever you call them in your network. So prospects, customers, distributors. Then it breaks it down monthly, weekly, daily. So I have a daily target now. That's very doable. It takes that huge number. It was 4,348. And now I need to connect with 9 prospects every day. There's the number 9. 6 customers on my customer list and 4 distributors every day. That's 19 people. That will take me 15 minutes in Teamzy. I'll show you guys how easy that is. Now, these are suggestions. You can change these numbers. Let's say, for example, you don't have any distributors because you're brand new. You can make, not a 0. You can make that one a 0 and then take the 4 and add it to the prospects and make that a 13. Are you with me? These are just a suggestion. Now I'm going to make that one 10, put this back to 4. See, because it was 19, I'm just kind of OCD like that. I don't want it to be 19. I made it 10, so it's 20. So that now my goal is going to be connect with 20 people a day. Okay? 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors. What do I mean by connect with people? I just mean that. I mean just connect. Just saying hello. And my goal is to make their day. We call it the Make Someone's Day mindset. It's another one of our hashtags. You can hashtag that one, Make Someone's Day mindset. That's my goal. It's not to, I'm not cold inviting them. Okay. I'm not trying to recruit them. I'm not trying to sell them. I'm just trying to connect with them. Now, excuse me. You come down to this next goal, which is invites. My goal here is 3. An invite is where I'm inviting them to learn about the business, to learn about my products, to learn about, maybe to some sort of activity or event that's business related. That's what I'm actually inviting. So if you look at my goal, it's to connect with 20 people, a mixture of my 3 groups. And out of those conversations, I'm hoping that 3 of them will be ready now to be invited to learn more about the business. Okay, and I'm going to do that when there's interest. I'll show you how we do that as we go. My last goal here is ads. These are new people that I'm putting on my list every day. I'm adding new people to my list every day. That is a huge discipline of successful people, is constantly adding new people to your list. Okay? All right. Once these goals are just the way you want them, and again, you can edit them just by writing over them. When you click continue, okay, now my dashboard is configured to those goals. Each one of you will have a custom dashboard based on your personal goals. Pretty cool, right? All right, next step, finding your why. Finding your why. This is really important, and I know you guys have probably heard people talk to you about your why or your vision. Some people call it your vision. Understanding why you're doing this business. And I think I've talked to a lot of people about it, and they kind of mystify it. Like it's hard to figure out. It's some sort of deep, psychological inward study. I'm here to tell you, you don't need to go to Sedona and get in a sweat lodge to figure out your why. Honestly, you already know it. It's right in your heart. I'm going to just help you pull it out with just a few simple questions. And we built them into the Teamzy setup wizard just to get you thinking about it so that you could get your first why on paper. But you got to go a little deeper maybe than you have so far consciously, or else you'll end up quitting. 1 out of 2 people in this business quits in the first year. That's a lot. That's actually millions of people quitting every year in their first year. And it's because they don't have a reason not to. People are hardwired to quit. And by people, I mean you and me. Let's be honest. When things get hard, we go in the other direction, right? Water follows the path of least resistance, so do people. The only exception is when we have a reason to stick to something, a real reason. The kind of reason that, the kind of like I would die for this reason. And that's why you need a why, because honestly, things are going to happen to you in your life. Things are going to happen to you. On average, the average person has a major emotional crisis every 4 months. Did you know that? Some people handle it differently. Some people you don't see it, but it's enough to set them sideways in something like their business. Even more so than that, though, I think people get stuck with procrastination, boredom, and lack of physical results, lack of, visible results in their business. Those three things, procrastination, boredom, and lack of visible results, will sidetrack people too. The only way you're going to stick through those things is by having a reason why. Now, let me just take you through the process real quick. I'll share my story as an example, okay? And picture your own story as we do it. And then we'll jump into Teamzy and we'll do our power hour together. So again, these questions are just for you to kind of get your mind thinking. The first question, come on, here we go. First question is, why did you become a distributor? Why did you join this business? Why did you become a distributor? Okay, so in my case, at one time I was a Beachbody coach, and I did that because I lost 60 pounds in just a little over 3 months. It was life-changing for me. And people were asking me constantly what I did, and I would tell them. I finally became a distributor because my wife smacked me on the head and said, honey, get paid for this because you're sending people there every day. So I did. Next question, what do you hope to accomplish? I just wanted to make $500 a month extra money. That's all I wanted. $500 a month extra money. I didn't have a deep goal. I didn't have a drive and a passion to change this industry, to change the hardest industry, to teach people how to build relationships. That wasn't there yet. I was in my job. I was in job mode. I thought $500 a month extra money would be cool. How many of you guys would $500 a month extra money would be great right now? Next question is, why is that important to you? Now I have to share with you guys on that one, I wanted to save the money. I just wanted to save it. Anybody just like sometimes have a desire just to put some money in the bank? Now in our case, I told you that I came from the coaching industry. I had been coaching real estate people. That was what I did for years, and it was awesome. The real estate market, boom, boom. It was just always booming, and the business was growing. And then what happened at the end of 2008 was, the recession went in the tank. Real estate disappeared, and I ended up losing my job along with half of my company. And as the sole breadwinner of my family, I had to find work somewhere doing something else because there were no real estate people to coach for a couple of years. And so, by God's good grace, I did find work. We made it. We made it through that recession by our fingernails though, but we did make it. But in the process, we used our savings and we stopped saving, and we just started going paycheck to paycheck like the rest of the country, and we weren't able to save. And it had been, when I started this My Why process, it had been almost 7 years that we had not saved a penny, and here I had kind of a successful career. I still wasn't able to save any money. So the network marketing opportunity, I thought, man, if I can make $500 a month, put it in the bank, that would be sweet, All right, so let me jump back in here. What's the next question? Next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? What would achieving this mean for you and your family? First thing I thought of when I read this question was, if I can save that money long enough, maybe we can buy a new house. See, I loved our house, but it was so small. And my wife and I had moved in there. We had moved in there, and now we had all these kids. We have 4 kids. We didn't have enough rooms. Everybody was sharing a room, including us. We had, we shared a room with a baby and 2 100-pound Rottweilers. So there was always somebody to step over. There was always something going on. And here I wanted to come home and work at home. There was no place for me to work. I just dreamt of having a bigger home. I don't know how many of you guys dream of having a bigger home or having more space. Maybe you dream of a smaller home. I don't know. I just thought if I could save money long enough, maybe we could buy a new home. Next question. Why is that meaningful? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? But honestly, I'm not sure how meaningful buying a home is. I mean, is it materialistic? Is it selfish? Is it meaningful? And as I thought about this, I started thinking about how it made me feel, and I started to have a realization. See, there's some things that we just don't allow ourselves to consciously think because we don't like facing reality, right? The home represented family, and it wasn't the home that was the problem. It was the family that was a problem. See, I was working all the time, never seeing my family. I just wasn't there for them. I'd get up in the morning, my kids were still in their pajamas. I'd kiss them goodbye, go to work. Come home in the evening, kind of late. They were already getting ready for bed. I'd kiss them goodnight, put them in their bed. That was my relationship with my children. Then I'd have about an hour to be with my wife, where we'd have to catch up on bills and chores and all that stuff. We never had any quality time because I was working at a career I was very proud of, but I still was not able to save any money. And here I was, and I had climbed my way up to the very top executive level in my career. I couldn't go any farther. There was nowhere else for me to go. And I had a beautiful office, big corner office, but I couldn't save any money. I just really felt stuck. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but I hadn't thought about it. I hadn't thought about it until I went through this process. I just felt completely stuck. And I realized it was never going to get better. I had reached the pinnacle of what I could do at that moment in my career, and it was not going to ever improve. We were just stuck. And a lot of my, I live in Southern California, my peers, knowing they couldn't get ahead, would move to another state where the cost of living was less because it would give them a little bit of a boost. That was the only option. And I didn't want to leave here because I come from the East Coast. It's so nice here. It's beautiful. The weather's great. So I was just got to figure it out. So here's what happened, guys. As I was thinking about this goal, I realized something. It was not necessarily the home, but it was the family. And then I needed to change something because I wanted to be present for my family. I didn't want to be worried about losing my job all the time, always working and just miss my children growing up. I didn't want to do that. And I had a realization, kind of like the light switch went off. Some people call it the aha moment. I had that aha moment, which was this. My job wasn't going to get me there. I was stuck already. But the network marketing opportunity could, because sky's the limit, right? There's no limit on what you can achieve. And that's when I stopped thinking about my network marketing opportunity as extra money. I started thinking now about my career and the salary I earned at my corporation as the extra money. And I started looking at network marketing as my primary business. See, it was just a psychological switch, but I realized, hey, I'm making great extra money at my career, so I can build this huge business on the side. And that switch changed everything. And I was able to write my very first why statement based on just some of those ahas that I had. Literally, guys, 5 minutes going through these questions. That's why I want you guys to go through these questions and figure it out for yourself. Now, here's the very first why statement that I wrote. It's in here as your sample. My why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. I wrote this why statement down, and it changed everything for me. Once I put this intention down, I realized what was at stake. See, everything that I wanted in life was at stake. And if I failed to do it, then I would remain stuck. How many of you guys can relate to that? Once you have your why statement, then when it comes down to something like working Teamzy for half an hour, you have to say to yourself, do I do this for a half an hour to get everything I want, or do I not do it today and stay stuck right where I am? How many of you guys confronted with that choice might choose to spend 30 minutes proactively working on your income producing activities? That's why the why is so powerful. It's not because, a tornado hit our house and I need to decide if I'm going to work on my business today. That could happen, and your why will help you. But it's when you just kind of wake up and you don't feel like it today. I don't want to connect with people today. Okay, great. You want to stay stuck in your life? That's what you need to be confronted with. Guys, this is so powerful. Okay, so whatever you write in this last box, when you click continue, it will then publish to your dashboard of Teamzy so that you'll see it every day when you log in. I want you to read it out loud to yourself every day. Just so you guys have an idea of what happened to me. As soon as I wrote that down, within 3 months, I had left my corporate career and was full-time building my business. I was building my network marketing business and Teamzy at the same time. And all my energy went into it. And some of you guys know the story. I had nowhere in my small house to work. So I had nowhere I could work. So I went to Home Depot and I got one of those sheds that they have out in the parking lot. I had it delivered right in the dirt in my backyard. I ran an extension cord out there. I built a desk out of an old closet door, and I put my computer out there and I started building my business from the shed. We called it the shed quarters. And I have to tell you guys, in the summertime, I was dripping sweat all day long with the fan out there blowing my eardrums out. And in the wintertime, I had a little space here. I was freezing out there. It didn't matter. I understood what I needed to be doing, and I got after it. Okay. And so now, just to fast forward 3 years, I look at this why statement that I wrote, and it just, what is today? Tuesday? That's a Tuesday for me. And so, that why I encourage you guys every year to refresh it, go deeper with it, because you'll achieve it. Okay. But it starts with getting it down. Make sense? Okay, I know I kind of went off on a tangent there, but you know, the my why is I'm passionate about it. So I might have hit a little passion tangent there. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is get all your contacts into Teamzy so that you can get them organized in one place. So there's some videos here that will help you. Some of you guys like video. Some of you guys just need the step-by-step instructions, right? So let me show you where to get those. I'm gonna skip this out and show you where that is. From the Teamzy dashboard, you can go to Help Center right here. Okay. Go to Help Center. And there's videos here at the top because most people like videos. But if you want step-by-step instructions, scroll down to the FAQs. Look at this very first one, how to import my team customers from my back office. So we've got step-by-step for a bunch of different networks. If your network isn't there, you know, we don't have your instructions. You'll have to figure that out on your own. However, you can see right here, there's a little link. You can set up a walkthrough with us. If we don't have your instructions, you can walk through your back office for us and we'll write them down and put them on Teamzy for the rest of your team. Kind of cool, right? Okay. So if you run into any trouble getting your contacts in, there's 3 groups that you need imported into Teamzy right away. The first one is your team, okay? And I recommend your first level personally sponsored people to start, okay? Get your team in there. Then you're gonna get your customer list imported, okay? And the third group you wanna import are your Facebook friends. Facebook friend import is actually pretty easy nowadays, which is great. And it's so awesome because you can get all your Facebook friends into Teamzy in one place where they're organized. So you won't be kind of like chicken pecking through your Facebook messages trying to figure out who's up next or who you need to follow up with. It'll all be organized for you. You'll still use Facebook Messenger to send your messages, but who you're messaging today, who you're following up with is all organized in Teamzy. So awesome. I'll show you guys how that works in a second. And then anywhere else you have contacts, you can bring them in as a CSV file. Again, there's instructions in the Help Center on how to do that. Also, if you guys run into any trouble, I want you to know all you need to do is see this little help button on the bottom right. You just click that and send a message to our team. Our team will jump right on it and they'll help you. You can even attach your files. Here are my export files. Can't get them into Teamzy. Boom. You'll probably get a message back that says, no worries, we did it for you. Okay? All right, so there's one more step for setup, and then we're gonna crush our power hour. The last step is actually ranking your relationships. And now, let me show you how this works. So when you do, I'm gonna go to the team page here. The team page is where your whole list lives. It's like your CRM inside Teamzy, okay? Now, when you do an import, like a bulk import, like from your back office or from Facebook, you'll be dropped on this page and it will toggle on rank mode. I'll turn it on right here. It looks like this, okay? It's going to toggle that on for you. Rank mode lets you jam down your list and give people a rating. 5 stars is awesome. You just do it by clicking, right? 3 stars is in the middle. 2 stars, not so good. You get the idea, just like you rate everything else. This is an important step. Couple reasons. First off, functionally, Teamzy uses this rating to create your list every day. And the more stars somebody has, the more often they come up on your list. Okay, so your warmest relationships are going to have more stars. And you should spend more time with them. See, one of the principles of relationship marketing is you have to prioritize your relationships so you can prioritize your time. The best people should get more time. And what usually happens in a business is the squeaky wheels get the most oil, right? But those people don't deserve more time. They deserve a little time, but the people who are your best people deserve the most time. So you got to prioritize them first. Otherwise, the turkeys will steal all your time. Make sense? But the cool thing about this is you do this one time, and you never have to plan your power hour again. It's just done for you automatically every day. Now, of course, you can always change people's ranks up or down as you go. But the cool thing is that, again, your power hour list is done for you every day. So once you've got all these ranked just the way you want them, you don't have to save or anything, it auto saves. Toggle over to the dashboard and we're ready to do our power hour. All right, let's crush this together. Let me just change my screen size a little so it's easier to see. How's that? Is that better? That's better, right? Okay. So now when we're looking at this power hour box right in the center of my dashboard, you can see there were my goal. My goal is to connect with 10 prospects. So when I look at the power hour box, there's 2 sides. The left side has your lists. The right side is where you log the activity. Pretty simple, right? Now I've got 4 lists: prospects, customers, distributors, and my follow-ups list, okay? All right, so we're gonna start left to right. Always start left to right. Guys, always start left to right. Start with your prospects. I said it 3 times so you get that. You got it? But Eric, I have 20 follow-ups due today. I don't care. You still need to connect with your prospects. Okay. If you start going, wow, things are cooking, I don't need to prospect today, you will find it, your pipeline is empty pretty quick. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to work down this list. Now notice there's only 5 people on the list. That's not true. There's probably thousands of people on this list, but the up next power hour box only shows you 5 at a time on purpose. That's to keep you focused and to keep you from getting overwhelmed. See, if you could see 50 people here, you'd probably start skipping people like crazy and picking the ones you like. I just want you to work down the list. It's based on the star rankings. With me? Okay. So the first person on my list is Jay. Now I'm going to message her. I've got Facebook open up here in a separate tab. Okay, because I'm going to use Facebook Messenger to message her. Now this is where sometimes we get stuck as we go, what the heck am I going to say to Jay? How many of you guys get stuck here? What am I going to say to this person? Maybe I've been friends with Jay, but we've never messaged on Facebook before. Anybody ever come across somebody like that? Yeah, all the time. Or maybe it's somebody that I know in the real world, but I haven't talked to in years. How do I initiate a conversation with her? I don't want you to spend too much time stuck thinking about this. Right in the bottom of the connect box, you'll see this little button that says scripts. Do you guys see where I'm hovering right there? You're going to click that because I've put scripts that are proven to start a conversation in here that are super easy to use, that are not salesy. They're in here already. You already have access to the scripts library. Okay, I'm going to go to Facebook. That's what I want. And I'm going to just grab connect number 1. Look, connect number 1. Real simple. Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Simple. It's designed psychologically just to make her day. It's to make someone's day connect. Okay? And what I'm hoping will happen is, 1, it makes her day and she smiles. And 2, she responds so I can have a conversation with her. So look, I just click copy script. Okay, you can click away. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste that right here in this log box. Okay, because I want to edit it a little before I send it. First of all, I got to change the name to the correct name. Maybe you want to add some emoticons to this. Make sure, you guys, that you don't shortcut and say like, hey girl or something. Put their real name in there. Couple reasons. One is you don't want to send the identical word for word script multiple times through Facebook. Sometimes they get mad at you for that. If you change the name, at least it'll look like it'll be individual messages, individual people. You won't get in trouble. Okay, so look, I put an emoticon in there. I made it my own. It's ready to go. So one of the things that I want to do is, now it's ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this real quick. If you guys don't know how to copy, all you do is you right click and click copy. Okay. Now I've got Facebook open. I'm just going to look up Jay and send her the message. You have to message through Facebook. Facebook won't let Teamzy or any other app send messages on its behalf. So there's Jay. I'm going to send her a message. Boom. Right? So I'm ready. Now I just right click and paste. Hi, Jay. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Send. Boom. It's sent. Now I'm going to go back to Teamzy right here, and I'm just going to finish logging this. And what activity was it? It was Facebook message. Now watch what happens when I click the big blue button, log connect. Jay's off my list. My list has moved up 1 person, and now I have 1 on my dashboard. Next person's Tracy. Look, I'm going to do the same thing. I'll probably even use the same script just to be efficient. I just right click and put paste. Look, there it is. Change the name to Tracy. Okay. Do the same thing. I'll copy that. I'll send it through Facebook and I'll log it again. Now I'll get upset Facebook message. I'll log it again. Boom. Now I'm at 2. I'll go down to Ivan. I'll do the same thing. Get the idea? Change the name. Right? I'll copy that, send it through Facebook, come back here and log it. Are you guys with me? Super easy. Now, you can change scripts. There's a few different scripts to start conversations if you want. If you're just getting started though, and you haven't messaged people the first script yet, you might as well just jam through that first script for a few weeks, okay? Here's the thing. I'm not advocating a scripted conversation. I'm just helping you get started. They respond, have a natural conversation, okay? Great, so I'm gonna log that one. Look, I'm at 3. You can see how quickly I can get to 10. Honestly, it shouldn't even take you 10 minutes, okay? People always ask me, do you spend a lot of time looking at their Facebook page and all that? No, I don't. I just send the message, and then if they respond, then I'll look at their Facebook page as I'm having the conversation with them. So when I'm done with prospects and I've gone down 10 down, now I'm gonna toggle it to the next list, and I'm gonna connect with my customers. So many people I talk to have lost track of their customers or aren't in constant contact with their customers. Teamzy lets you do it so efficiently. So in this case, our example, it's 6. Our goal is 6 every day. We're going to connect with 6 people every day. It will take you 5 minutes. Super easy. Now we're going to send them an easy message. Again, I'll go to my scripts. Now Teamzy knows I'm in customers. It's going to give me customer scripts, which is great. I got scripts like this. Here's one I love. Hi, John. How are you enjoying the, whatever the product is he ordered? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Okay. By the way, this is one of my favorite phrases. It works so awesome. Please send me an update. Asking somebody that, how was your vacation? Good. Send me an update. What's happening? It just gets the conversation going when it sticks. Okay. Hi, John. How are you? How are you enjoying the products? I love this one too. This is my favorite one. Hi, Jane. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Oh my gosh. Send that to your customers. Go send that to 5 customers of yours and see what happens. You'll be shocked. You guys can message me the results. Look, so I'm send that to her. Boom. Same way. We log it the same way. Okay, you're going to go down your customer list until you've hit your goal for the day, staying in touch with customers. Just really quick, this is so huge. I don't have a lot of time to go into this, but you got to be in touch with your customers on a regular basis. Okay, and your team needs to be in touch with their customers on a regular basis. So lead from the front, start doing it, and teach your team. There's 3 reasons. Number 1, it's your duty to do that. It's your duty. As a business owner, taking care of your customers is your duty, right? That's why you feel guilty when you don't do it, because you know you should. Now you can do it. Teamzy makes it easy. Number 2, you're going to love this one. If you're in regular contact with customers, they order more products. If you're in regular contact with customers, they order more products. This is known. They will order more products. They'll ask you questions. They'll be engaged. They'll order more products. If they're thinking of canceling, they're less likely to cancel if you're in touch with them. And I want you guys to know, if you're in regular touch with your customers and they're on a recurring monthly order, they will retain much longer. So your volume and retention goes up just by being in touch. Getting your team into a 30-day free trial of Teamzy and getting them doing this with their customers, you will see the whole team volume increase. It's crazy. It works awesome. It's just one of those fundamental things. The number 3 reason why you got to be in touch with your current customers. How many of you guys would like new customers? Anyone? The best source for a new customer is your current customer. Okay, the best source for a new customer is your current customer. If you have customers who are loving your products, guess what? They're talking about them. Nobody can help it. They're out there talking about them. They're telling people about them. I guarantee you right now, you have customers who have already found people who are ready to purchase. They just don't know you yet, and they may never know you if you're not in touch with their customers and getting introduced. You got to get introduced to the people your customers are talking to. You do that by staying in touch with them. Saying, hey, who do you know who needs more information about this? Do you know anybody who would be interested in learning more about this? Can you connect me? Can you introduce me? Okay, you got to be all over that, you guys. You guys will be shocked how many people are ready to order right now. And those people, if they don't hear from you, will go find it online. They'll find it from somebody else. Okay? Some of your customers may even be thinking about building a business, but since you're not in touch, they'll end up signing up with somebody else. I know it's painful to hear, but it's true. So stay in touch with your customers. Teamzy makes it easy. You've got no more excuse anymore. You found Teamzy. Now you know. You didn't know any better before. Now you know better. You got to do better, right? Next is distributors. We're going to connect with your team the same way. You're going to grab some scripts to get you started if you want, but just connect with your team. They need that relationship with you. Okay? They need that relationship with you. With Teamzy, you can go big. You can have a huge team. I've talked to people with 10,000 people on their team. They're using Teamzy now and staying in touch with people. They couldn't do it before. They felt overwhelmed. Now they have a system. You just need to be in touch with people. Here's what I will tell you. This is why we named it Teamzy, by the way. It's about the team culture, about the team family. If you have a Facebook group for your team, that's great. You do Zoom calls, awesome. That is not a relationship, though. Those are just communication tools for the group. People just need to hear from you one-on-one. The only way to deepen a relationship is by connecting and investing time in that person. And sending them a message one-on-one shows an investment of time. That's why it's valuable. A group message has no value because it doesn't take any time. You make sense? Okay. So prospects, customers, distributors, you do your daily goal on those until all these circles are complete and you've got 100% of your goal for those 3 groups outgoing messages. Just a pro tip here on this, you guys. Don't respond to incoming messages till you're done with your power hour. Okay. I know it's tempting because they're responding. Oh my gosh, they responded. Now what? Wait till you're done with your power so you can get all of your outgoing messages sent before you start responding, okay? And another pro tip is you may want to schedule a second power hour later in the day so you can specifically respond to messages, okay? Otherwise, you'll be a slave to your phone all day long. Make sense? Now, the last list here during our power hour. So in this example, prospects, customers, distributors, our goal was 20 people. Let's say you're brand new and you're not very fast, and that took you 30 minutes, okay? Though you'll probably do that in about 15 minutes. But let's say it took you 30 minutes to do those first 3 lists. Now, the next 30 minutes will be your follow-ups. This is your power hour. But Eric, there's nobody on my follow-ups list. I know, nobody's there because the follow-ups are not automatic. You have to put people on that list. So how do we do that? How do we move these nice conversations where we're just connecting with people? And again, I want you guys to keep the focus on the relationship. As you're connecting with people, your goal is not to sell, not to recruit. Your goal is to help. How can I help this person? How can I ask questions and find out what they need? What are the needs in their life? Do they need prayer? Do they need advice? Do they need a recommendation to something? What do they need? Oh, do they need help with something that my business solves for them? That's even better, right? Then I can invite them. But you keep the focus there. So how do we transition that to business? How do we get them onto our follow-ups list? So let me give you guys an example, okay? So a little while ago, we messaged my friend Jay, right? We sent Jay a message. How you doing? Just to make your day message. And let's say she responds. Hey, Eric, great to hear from you. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. What are you up to? So we message back and forth. We start having a conversation, right? We're just having a conversation, just like as if we ran into each other at Starbucks, okay? How are you? How's your family? What's going on with you guys? Are you here now? Or are you, she's a military family. So are you guys here now? Are you stationed here? Are you visiting? What are you doing? And I'm catching up and just catching up and listening, okay? I'm listening because at some point in this conversation, she's very likely to ask me, what about you, Eric? What are you doing these days? And that's when I'm going to tell her about my business and everything that's happened in my life over the last few years. But see, it needs to be about her. The whole conversation needs to be about her. So, and my focus is on her. So I'm listening for things that I could do to help her along the way. Okay. So if she's telling me things like she hates her job, I'm banking that information. If she's telling me things like she wishes she had more time with her kids, I'm banking that information. Because guess what? 2 things off the bat that I don't have is a job or any lack of time with my kids. Why? Because I made the choice to pursue this business and free myself of that. So as we're talking, whatever, and what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing this. She's like, wow, that's really interesting. If I get any interest whatsoever from her, I'll take the conversation that way. And I'll tell her, hey, would you like to learn more about this? You would be great at this. How would you like to learn some more about this? I might be interested in learning more about this. Great. So if I uncover some interest, now I'm going to invite her to something. Okay. So I might invite her to try a product. I might invite her to an event, a 3-way call, whatever it is that I think is the most appropriate way to get her what she needs. Make sense? So let me show you how I do it in Teamzy. Let's say I'm going to invite her to an opportunity call event that's on Facebook. Like in a Facebook event. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look her up in Teamzy. And as I'm talking to her, I'm gonna say, hey Jay, if you'd like to learn a little bit more about this, my team's actually hosting an event tonight, a virtual event. You can tune in, learn all about the business opportunity, and I'll connect with you tomorrow and see what questions you might have. She says, wow, that sounds great, Eric. It's awesome. I'm gonna send you the link right now and I'll connect tomorrow. She says, perfect. So here's how I do it in Teamzy. I've looked her up in the lookup bar, which brings me to her record. She's not on my dashboard anymore. I have to look her up. I'm going to click the big blue connect button. Now what I'm going to do is see where it says invite right here in the bottom left. I'm going to click invite because instead of just connecting, I'm actually inviting her to, let's call it an opportunity call. Okay, boom. So you'll have different choices there based on your network. If you have a customized network version, that are based on what you guys typically invite people to. All right, so now Teamzy's going to log this as an invite. I'm going to still send her, I told her I'd send her an email, right? So let's just say I sent her event link. Great. So now before I log this, guys, I need to set my follow-up. See right here in the middle where it says follow-up? I'm going to set it by clicking on that because I want to put her now on my follow-ups list because now I've sent her an invite that's business related. We're not just connecting anymore and just, chewing the fat. Now we're talking business, so I'm going to set her on my follow-ups. I told her I'd follow up tomorrow, so I'm going to set tomorrow. You can also do a custom date on the calendar too. Okay? Now when I log this connect, it logs in her record. See, if you look at our activity feed, you can see the message and also that I emailed her an event link, which is kind of cool. It's all logged there. And the follow-ups on her record. So look at this. When I go to the dashboard, you can see now I've logged an invite. Cool, right? And when I go to my follow-ups list, there she is. She's set on my follow-ups list for tomorrow. So each day as you're having conversations, when you uncover a little bit of interest, then you can talk about your business and invite them. If somebody's not interested, and a lot of people won't be interested at first to talk about your business because they are skeptical. They already know you're in the business and they're waiting for you to try to sell them something, which is fine because you'll pick them up again on Teamzy in 3 months, 2 months, whenever they come back again. And each time that relationship gets warmer. But as a portion of these conversations will be interested in learning more now, and you'll invite them. Make sense? Okay, so now how do I do a follow-up with her? So the next day, when I'm doing my power hour, I'm going to do the same thing, connect with my prospects, my customers, my distributors. When I get to my follow-ups list and I get to J, now I'm going to log a follow-up. Now, what's really cool about this is when I go to scripts now, I want you guys to know that I put my 10 follow-up scripts in order that I use that are not salesy, that are relational, that use all of the cutting edge psychology on following up. I put them in here for you. So look, I'll just grab follow-up number 1, which is, hi Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Okay, I'll copy that script. Just like I'm doing a regular connect, I'm going to do everything the same way. Okay, change the name. Ready to go. Now what I'm going to do, I'll go send it through Facebook. There's Jay. She's still up on my page. Let's send it to her again. I'll send her that Facebook follow-up. Boom. Sent. Okay. Now, when I log it over here in Teamzy, one important thing I want you to know is since this is a follow-up, I need to set the next follow-up before I log it. Okay, I'm going to put it on for tomorrow again. If I don't set a new follow-up, when I log this, it clears the follow-up and puts her back in my Teamzy flow, which in this case, she's at 5. It's 30 days. No, I want to follow up again tomorrow. Okay, so now she's on my list. Always set the next follow-up. Make sense? Okay, real quick on this, guys. I just want to talk to you real quick about following up. How much time do I have? Do I have time? I'll just do 5 minutes on this. I'm going to do it super fast. You ready? Teamzy makes it easy to follow up. If you just do the system I showed you, tomorrow I'll send her follow-up number 2. Next day I'll send her follow-up number 3. Maybe a few days later I'll send her follow-up number 4, and so on. Can't screw it up. Now, I want you guys to know this is where most people fail. They don't follow up properly. And you need to understand that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Okay, write that down if you didn't. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. And I do calls like this all the time. I say, raise your hand if you follow up 10 times, and maybe 1 out of 100 people will raise their hand. But that's where 80% of sales happen. This is what I want you guys to understand. Most of you, if you follow up 3 times, you feel like you're doing okay. You're doing pretty well. Like at 3 follow-ups, you're scratching at maybe 5% of the opportunity that's in front of you. Other people are going to close those people that you don't follow up with. So I want you guys to know 2 things real quick off the bat. First, a mindset shift about following up, because I know why you don't do it. You feel like you're being annoying, right? You don't want to be a pest, right? Right? That's the main reason. If you're here because you truly are passionate about helping people, changing lives, how many of you guys feel that way? You need to understand something. Your product is not really relevant to that at this stage. Why do I say that? Oh my gosh, Eric, how could you say that my product is awesome, changes lives? I'm sure it does. But if somebody doesn't purchase the product, it can't help them, correct? So before they even get the product, you have to do something, and that's follow up. If you want to change people's lives, the first thing that you need to do, and the most important thing you can do in your business, is follow up. That's why I always say that following up is an act of love. And I know people think following up can be annoying, but I want you to understand following up is an act of love. If you love people and want to impact their lives, you have to understand that following up is how you do it. So first, shift your mindset. Following up is an act of love. Write it on a little sticky note, put it in the corner of your computer, remind yourself, this is an act of love. Now, I'm going to teach you 2 principles so you can follow up without being annoying. So you can follow up 10 times and people will thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for following up with me. because you need to. I'm going to teach you the 2 principles, okay? So you're going to write these down. But I want you to know this. The vast majority of people will not even respond to the first 5 or 6 follow-ups, not even a response. And it's not because they don't respect you or respect your time or your energy, because they're not excited about your product or your opportunity. It's not for all the other reasons you've made up in your mind of why they're not responding. It's just the way the human brain is wired. I don't have time to get into it tonight, but they just won't respond. Okay. And you're probably wired the exact same way if somebody starts sending you follow-ups. So this is why the process works and why 80% purchase between 7 and 10. You just got to do it. Okay. Now I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying. You ready? Again, everything that I teach is based on relationships and loving on people. So everything needs to be done with the spirit of your heart is to help and serve. Okay. I feel like that should go without saying, but maybe I should just say it. First principle is this. When doing a follow-up, never ask someone to do anything. Never ask them to do anything. What do I mean by that? Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to message you back. Don't ask them to respond. Don't ask them to RSVP for your event. Don't ask them to finish complete the cart. Hold on, let me just close this window. My neighbor's cutting tile in his backyard. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it. It's distracting. So don't ask them to do anything in their follow-up, okay? Because that's annoying. And I don't care if anyone has taught you, you absolutely must have a call to action in every follow-up. I will tell you this, you're annoying people. Okay? So I know it's counterintuitive, but trust me, don't do that. Don't do it. Now, the second principle, number 2, how to not be annoying is this. Make sure all your follow-ups are short and they're in texted out format. Okay? In other words, first, the best is Facebook Messenger, second best is text message. And it needs to be short. It needs to be short enough that if I pick up my phone, I can read your message without having to open it. Okay? Why? Because that's what people want to do. They don't want to open it. They don't want you to know they've ever received it because they're not going to respond. But Eric, I want them to respond. They're just not going to. Most people just are not going to right now. And that's okay. But you want to make sure they see it, right? And they get it in a way that they can internalize it and it's nice and not annoying. So if you follow those 2 principles, by the way, all 10 of my scripts that I've included for you in Teamzy, which even in your free trial, you have access to free. Follow these principles. They work like a charm. Just follow them. Just do them. Okay? Simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep going back. Let me go back to Teamzy. We'll finish this thing off and I'll take questions. So I'm going to keep following up with Jay, right? As I come through my list, I can come in here. I can look at my activity to see what I've sent her in the past. Okay, great. I'm on follow-up number 2. I can come in here. I can go to scripts. Okay, I can grab follow-up number 2. I can send her that one. Just making sure you got my message. Check and see if you have any questions. Follow-up number 3. I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. Do you see how these are worded and how they're phrased? They're all about her. Follow-up number 4. Hey Jane, just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. Follow-up number 5. Hi Jane, I hope you're doing well. I'm here when you're ready. This is where usually between 5 and 6, you'll get that first apology response, which says, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for staying in touch with me, because they know that they should have been answering you. It's okay. Follow-up number 6. Hi Jane, I know you're excited about getting started and I promise to be here to help you along the way. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, so this is where you're reiterating your desires to help her, right? Morning, Jane, just stopping by to wish you a fantastic day. So the follow-ups, you're just staying present. You're just staying present with her. You're just showing her that you're there, that you're here. She knows why you're following up. And if you do that, you're going to pull people all the way through the process. So what happens when Jay signs up on my team? How do I complete her in Teamzy? So let's just say we're on the dashboard. What I'll do is I'll look her up on my lookup bar to go to her record again. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click sale, right? And I'm just going to put in whatever she bought. Now the sale type dropdown is different based on your market. I'll put a distributor kit. Let's say she bought that and just save it. So then Teamzy knows that I got a sale and it logs it in my statistics. You can put a tag here for the product that she bought. I've tagged a couple popular ones with our customers at Teamzy. Let's say it's a challenge pack if you're a Beachbody. Okay, whatever. All right, you can tag that so that you can keep track of it. And now what I'll do is I'll move her from member type. She's a prospect now. I'll move her over to distributor because she signed up for the team. Okay, that moves her in Teamzy from that prospects list over to the distributors list. then I'll click personally sponsored. She's good to go. Now I finished her off in the system. I started a conversation with her, had a conversation with her, listened for wants and needs, asked questions, found a way to help her, invited her to an opportunity, followed up like a pro. Now she's part of the team. I'll continue to build a relationship with Jay, but now she'll be on my distributor list. Make sense? Okay, great. Let me go ahead and take some questions. I see we've got a couple in the Q&A now. If you have questions, start loading them in the Q&A and I'll answer them now. Okay. Is there a way to delete anyone on my contact list? Yeah, of course. Let me show you guys how to do that. How to delete somebody, so easy. Okay, so let's say you're on the dashboard and Johan comes up and you want to delete him right there. You can drop down next to him. You can change his rank here or you can delete him. Gone. If I'm on the team page, you're going through your list and organizing it. Anybody here that you want to delete, you just click their name and click the trash can. Okay, super easy. Can't be easier than that, right? Under the Log Connect button, it says, Teamzy does not send text, Facebook or text messages. Weren't you just showing us how to send a Facebook message? Great question, Lori. Yes, I did show you how to send a Facebook message, but I sent it through Facebook, not Teamzy. Let me show you that again. Teamzy told me, all right, Lori, just to clarify, Teamzy told me who to message that came up on my list. I got a script, so Teamzy suggested what I could say, and then I toggled over to Facebook, which I have open here. This is Facebook. I sent the message through Facebook, okay? Then I came back to Teamzy and logged it in Teamzy. You have to use Facebook to actually send the messages. Make sense? Okay. Anonymous says, are there any privacy issues if contacts are imported from other sources other than Facebook? Privacy issues? I mean, okay, let me just clarify. These are your contacts, right? And you're using Teamzy to manage your contacts. You own the contacts. Okay, so as far as our privacy policy, you own the contacts. We can't touch them or use them or do anything with them. And you can go to teamzy.com/privacy if you want to learn more about that. So we don't have any privacy issues with it. We keep everything ultra secure with like the top line security and everything. But these are your contacts. It's no different than if you put a contact into your Gmail account or put them into your phone. Does that make sense? Okay. Anna says, how could I import contacts from my iPhone or Mac? Okay, so Anna, go to the Help Center. Remember, it's right here. And you'll find that FAQ down here in FAQs, which is right here. How can I import smartphone contacts into Teamzy? Okay, click that and follow those steps. Now, if you run into any trouble, just ask our team for help because those can be a little tricky. The phones, especially iPhone, I use iPhone. The export list that you get from your iPhone is kind of messy. It takes a little bit of cleaning up to get into Teamzy nicely. Okay. Can we log previous conversations with dates? Yeah, absolutely. Kara asks that. Let me show you, Kara, how to do it. Go back to Teamzy. So look, if I wanted to log something that happened last week with Jay, I would look her up on the lookup bar. Okay. And so now I'm going to click the big connect button to log it. But see where it says today? This is all you have to do, Kara. You just change the date. Let's say it was Wednesday the 2nd. So now I log the connect, you know, whatever. Talked about dogs. Right? Let's say we talked on the phone. It's called a phone call. And we did on May 2nd. So see how I logged that in the past? So when I log that, it'll log it in the past. Cool. Next question. This is fun. Can I upload my contact list from my iPhone? Yes, I just answered that and how to do it. Great. Laura says, after the 30-day trial, how much is Teamzy per month? Great question. So after your 30-day free trial, Teamzy's $29.99 US a month, okay? Which is less than $1 a day for everything that I've showed you, right? So you just have to ask yourself, how much is your time worth every day? Is it worth $1 to have it all planned for you? You can save money though. You can get a yearly subscription and save the equivalent of 2 months, which is definitely the best way to go. So there you go. There's your answer. Sue says, can it be random, not alphabetical, or do you have to rank them? Okay. Somebody else says, mine are not alphabetical. I'd prefer that. Trying to export my customers in Teamzy can't. Wait, I'm sorry. There's too many things at once. Let me just start with can it be random, not alphabetical? Okay, so when your list comes in here, guys, just so you guys know, like I'll go to my prospects list, for example. It defaults, it has 3 different filters that it follows. The first filter is your rank that you assign, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, right? That's the first filter, it goes by rank. The second filter is date of last contact, okay? And then the third one is alphabetized by last name. So will it stay alphabetized? Absolutely not. After a couple of months, it won't be alphabetized anymore. It will definitely move because it's based on your rank and your last date of contact. However, the reason why we added that last name filter, and there's a reason for it, is because a lot of times you're going to have couples or siblings, right? Or family members who are in your list. And it allows you to think about, okay, what am I sending them? Like, am I sending them, you don't want to send them the exact same script. If they're a couple, married couple, maybe you send them a group message. Maybe if they're siblings, you just vary it up a little, but you don't think about that if they're separated by lots of distance on your list. Does that make sense? So that's a common issue. That's why we ranked them that way. Okay, and then let me see. It looks like there's another question in there. Trying to export my customers into Teamzy, can't find file once. Okay, so whoever's having trouble getting their customers out of their back office, go to the help center. If you can't find the instructions there, click help on the bottom right and ask our support team to help you with your specific issue, and we'll help you with that. Trina says, what happens after you add more friends to Facebook? Can we import without duplicating? Great question, Trina. Yes, if you import it again, it will only import the new people. It will not import the old people. This is important because this question comes up a lot. That includes the people you deleted. So if you deleted people off your Facebook list and then you import your Facebook list again, it remembers the deleted people. It won't import them again either. Okay. Now, the best way to do it is as you meet new people, you just import them each day by clicking this little purple guy right here and adding them in. Right? So if I wanted to add you, this is how quick I could do it. Okay. That adds you right in. Boom. I can set a follow-up with you for tomorrow. If I want to send you your first message, great to be connected, whatever. Great. Good to go. So that also gives me credit for an ad, which is one of the ways you get to 100% each day, is adding new people. So as you get new friends each day, add them into Teamzy. If you fall behind, you can do another export, like a mass bulk import, and put them all in. Sue says, I have 1,700 contacts from Facebook. I assume I have to rank all of them to not be in alphabetical order. I want it random. Is that possible? Random is not possible for the reasons I just told you. Random is what you have without Teamzy. Teamzy is about being organized. Okay. We can't find our CSV file once it's created and have a Mac. I downloaded Facebook customers, but can't add customers. Okay, so if you have a CSV file on your Mac, Sue, I use Mac too. You just open your Finder and search for it. Just search for it. Or you can go to Recents or Recent Downloads, and you should find it there. Okay. If it's saved to your computer, it's there. It's not disappeared. That's what you do. The Finder is like a little box that has two faces. It has like a face. The left side's blue and the right side is gray. It has a little smiley face. It's one of your menu boxes that opens your Finder so that you can look for files. Okay. All right. Awesome. Any other questions that you guys have? Okay, sure thing. Okay, Sue, no problem. We're here to help you, no problem. We'll get it figured out. Here's the thing. Don't want you guys to stress about getting your files in. That's the one thing we need to do. It's like, picture you're moving into your dream home and it's got like the most beautiful kitchen you've ever seen. What we need to do is just get all of your dishes and pots and pans put away the way you want them. And then you can start cooking. Make sense? And that's exactly what it's like getting your files into Teamzy. It's like we're just unpacking and organizing everything for you so that you can just go in there and cook, except you're cooking your business, which is even better. So I had fun with you guys tonight. I hope it was really helpful for you, kind of going through some of the paces. I encourage you guys, get into Teamzy, go into the Help Center. There's some deeper trainings there. We also have Teamzy University, where I've put some free trainings in there on some deeper business topics to help you guys. Things like setting goals and going a little deeper on the relationship marketing philosophy. Go check out those free trainings too. Get as much education as you can. We're glad that you're here. We're glad that you are on part of our Teamzy family and going forward with us. So I thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. God bless you. Have an awesome night.